Mics are on. Mics are on. Joined by Butler head coach Austin Parkinson. We'll take an opening statement from Coach and then go to questions. Coach.
Yeah, I mean, a frustrating, game in the sense that I thought we prepped really well. I thought the kids came out with the right mindset, really fired up to play. Had a great first half, and then, second half has kind of been the Achilles heel in regards to points off turnovers, 24-10. St. John's creates a lot of those problems because they're extremely athletic and quick, and then we had a tough time guarding the ball one-on-one. So proud of how our kids were prepped and ready to go. Disappointed for them that they weren't able to, we weren't able as a group to have a better second half, but also, proud of the kids that we've had a lot of injuries this year, and they've maintained a positive attitude and a positive work ethic, and that's all I can ask for.
We'll go to questions. John?
John Fanta from Fox Sports, Austin. You talked yesterday with us about being proud of your kids, the way that the season went when you lose a couple of your biggest contributors. Your kids didn't quit on the season. They came up with some moments. What can you say about the leadership on the team and the fact that they did stay the course and fight?
Well, I just thought, this week even showed it. I told my wife yesterday, I was like, man, this group's ready to go. They were excited. They've been ready to play. Our practices have been good. But, the seniors, they just played hard. They fought. And the reality is, you could see it tonight, right? We're missing kind of a go-to score, and we had some shot clock violations, and we're kind of looking around to see who can score. And, with their athleticism, it's hard for us to beat people off the dribble. So, that's been the tough part, but seeing them fight, and like I said, we had a lot of close games this year, and there's a lot of learning that was involved as well.
Megan Caffrey, Big East. Austin, kind of going on that notion of seniors and your senior leadership. One senior who really had an outstanding game today, Sydney James. Mm-hmm. Could you just speak to what she brought in and how she really just left everything out on the floor tonight?
Yeah, I'd back it up to before the UConn game, she rolled her ankle against Xavier and worked her tail off to do all the treatment to get herself back. And she was playing in a lot of pain today. She was in a boot before, but she wanted to be out there and give her best, and she did. She had a really quality game, and we needed her to have a good game for us to compete. But she was one of the players, the original players, 4-year player here at Butler, and once a Bulldog, always a Bulldog, and we're really proud of her.
When you think of this season with the highs and the lows, everything that your team has had to go through, how does a season like this really continue to build off of the foundation of getting better and growing when you go through so much turmoil? Everyone was able to stay together and play throughout the tournament. Yeah,
I think each year you're trying to take another step in the right direction, and obviously our non-conference showed we were on a path to do that. And during the year with so many injuries, we lacked a lot of depth, but it also got a lot of experience for the young kids. And, I thought Lily Zeenstra was outstanding tonight. I thought she could have been on the all-freshman team, to be honest with you. She's a very solid player, very trustworthy player. And, I thought tonight or today she wasn't afraid of the moment and did some real positive things for us.
Coach, you also got the 3-for-3 shooting performance and some contribution off the bench from Kristen Carter in this game. She gave you 8 points, 4 rebounds. When you think about her growth as a player, what you now want to see from her next, what can be for Kristen Carter?
Yeah, I thought she's had a really good last 3 or 4 games. She's had a great approach in practice, and I liked how aggressive she was. She was down there trying to seal. She was diving on the floor. A lot of encouraging things, as we go forward. And like I said, I thought the last probably 3 weeks for her has been a real positive, and like I said, she played really, really hard today.
Last for me would be, you talked about your non-conference and that you had a lot of really strong moments in how you started the season, and obviously injuries play a major role, but you've been through the gauntlet of this league, and now you've gotten to know it over the last couple of years. What can you say about the quality of competition in this conference and what it's like coaching in this league?
Yeah, I mean, I think the coaching's some of the best coaching in the country. I think the versatility, you've got the athleticism, St. John's, Seton Hall. You've got, Creighton and Villanova running motion, Marquette's physicality, obviously UConn's talent. There's just a lot of, versatility to the league, and there's no off nights. Every game's a battle. And so, it's it's an honor to be part of it. And, we've got some things to continue to grow and work on, and I think we've got to get a little bit more athletic to take the next step, and that'll be something that we've got to do in the offseason.
Any other questions? Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Don't be shy.
Is there a way to make this mic higher? Thank you. They said it's hard.
How you doing? All right. Congrats. Have a seat. Coach, how you doing? Congrats.
Good, how are you?
All right.
It's been there for a few hours, which is nice.
There you go.
Make it right at the,
Where'd We're joined by St. John's head coach Joe Tardamella, student athletes Bernaya Mayo and Sky Owen. We'll open it up with a statement from Coach, then we'll go to questions for the student athletes first. Coach, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I thought a really gritty effort, I thought, from our group. First half really didn't go our way. I didn't say our way, we didn't play well. But I thought we grinded enough to stay in the game. Then you feel good as you're going into the half, and then we foul a kid shooting a three, falling away, so we lose a little momentum there. But I thought the way we started the third quarter obviously swung the game. And then I thought we finished beautifully in terms of making more shots, and that's what it came down to. Look, we gave up 24 points in the paint in the first half, and they made 1-3 for the game. So, it really didn't make a lot of sense if we were going to let them beat us from the inside, and we gave up, I think, 6 points in the paint in the second half. So we did a much better job. I think in terms of how Phoenix and Kylie played inside, James is a difficult matchup for a lot of teams and for us as well. And I thought our pressure then intensified as the game went on, and I thought that also changed it. And so I thought we did a better job of kind of adjusting. We really adjusted out of the half well, and so really pleased, and these guys deserved it. And they've been playing this way for a while, which is fun to watch at times. But I thought our pressure really bothered them at the end, points off turnovers. I don't think we had a turnover in the second half, which is pretty wild. Obviously we get ready for tomorrow as we face one of the best teams in the country.
We'll go questions for the student athletes. Please wait for the microphone and state your name and affiliation before your first question, please.
Megan Caffrey, Big East. Coach, congratulations. When you say pressure intensified, what was missing from that pressure in the first half, really, for your team, especially on defense?
I just think the fact that we were kind of allowing them to do what we wanted to do. They were pushing up on us. They were taking away our space. And so I thought we were able to do that in a much better way in the second half. And I think that comes from, hey, now you're making some baskets and you're starting to make people speed up a little bit. I thought Shea did a really good job in making it really a problem for a couple of their players. We were more locked in. So I think we were able to. We started pushing them out of their spots. So we were able to dictate a little bit better where we wanted the ball to go, who we wanted the ball to go to, which then turned into probably more points than I would have expected, but points that we needed because we have to manufacture in any way that we can. And then I thought, we made some really good rotations that I haven't seen, in a while. So I was pleased with that too.
Well, speaking of points, Bernaya led all scorers today with 16 points to finish. And what did you see from her effort offensively of just her ability to continue to go up for shots?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was making fun of my son. I missed the whole question, so sorry. Bernaya, you going to answer that?
I would just say playing under control, getting to my spots, and taking my time and finishing.
Sorry, Meg. I'll answer it. Maybe we'll repeat it at the end. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'll take questions for Coach at the end. Student athletes first.
You confused me, Meg. What are you doing?
John, go ahead.
John Fanta, Fox Sports. Sky, how would you break down what changed in the second half of this game and how you guys were able to not just pull it out, but really take control of the game?
A little sick. I think how Coach Tardamello said, our defense really intensified, and we started to bring it together and get stops. And I feel like that helped us transition over to offense as well.
Bernaya, you've got close to 80 points combined the last 4 games. You're a senior, you're a veteran. What's your mindset right now for this basketball team, and how much are you trying to just make the most of the March moment?
I would just say win or go home, honestly. We have nothing else to, it's nothing to lose. At this point, you just got to give it your all.
Okay, and this is for both players. Can you guys tell me the story of how Shea Dwyer found out she was Big East Defensive Player of the Year?
We had film. I think it was like afternoonish. We went through a couple clips, and then we found out she was on second team. Then we clapped it up, everybody getting ready to go. And he was like, wait, one more thing. And then it was like a little slideshow, and then they had it up there for her.
What makes her the best defender in the Big East?
She
She
never
stops.
stops. She gets stopped. She
Yeah.
never stopped moving. And she's mad fast.
What have you guys learned from her with getting your defensive games better?
When she's up there pressuring, it's only right for me to follow along behind her and feed off her energy.
Yeah, I feel like she brings a lot of energy. So like when you see her up, it's like, okay, let's get up. You know what I'm saying?
Any other questions for the student athletes? Ladies, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you guys.
We'll take questions for Coach if you have any.
Meg, repeat the question. I'm sorry.
I was just
Totally out of sorts.
It's okay. I apologize. With Bernaya's effort today, leading all scorers, just what energy did she bring really to the team when, especially maybe in the first half where you guys were kind of struggling to get back in it?
Yeah, I think she just played a little more under control. You know, the biggest thing with her and even Shay is their balance. We played way too off balance on shots, and so I thought she did a better job of getting off 2 feet, less dribbling, you know, eliminate some of the slippage. She's had an interesting year. I mean, one of my favorite kids that I've had, and I've only had her for 2 years, but, you know, obviously you get picked preseason and maybe you don't get to play to the potential that you wanted to and feel that at the end. So I think there's a part of her that still wants to play and show and be able to lead our team in whatever that capacity means moving forward. And if we're done, we're done, and she can, you know, decide what she wants to do to play after. But she gets hurt in August and has surgery and has to come all the way back. And she was the one veteran that we really had returning from our year prior. So I thought the end of the year last year she was playing as good as any guard in the country, and I mean that. And then obviously she had a little setback in the summer. So I'm proud of where she is. I mean, look, she's got a lot that she has to handle. The good part was we kind of were at least able to get her a break at moments. So you know, I've been really proud of her effort and what she's done here coming from UMass, where she played in a lot of high leverage games.
Go ahead, John.
Joe, to shut them down offensively the way you did in the fourth quarter, you held them to 6 points. What was it that led you guys to stringing stops together and finding a way to really take control of the game?
Yeah, again, I think when you're able to score and pressure a little bit more and take some time off the clock and you're not guarding for the full shot clock, I think it helps. I thought we were much more locked in on what they were running. You know, I think our guys did a really good job of preparing them. And, you know, I just think that we kept them out of the lane. We were able to push them out more further and keep them out of the lane for where they wanted to go. I thought we crunched the floor a little bit better. And so, you know, I think that was a huge part of it. And we didn't turn the ball over for points. I mean, you know, our rebounding's got to be better. You know, it's bottom line. It's got to be better. But yeah, I think once we got the lead and we were kind of holding them back and they weren't making you know, shot after shot, we must have had a couple kills in there of like 3 stops in a row where you're kind of taking their will a little bit. And so that was the goal, and thankfully we were able to do it enough.
We'll go to the front row, Carl.
Carl Adamek, Journal Inquirer. You mentioned some of the things you've done well down the stretch. I'm just wondering, how are you a different team than when you played at Connecticut a month ago? And I have a follow-up question after that. So how are you different now, better perhaps, than you were when you played at Connecticut last month?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't play Connecticut would be one of them in the last couple games, not to be too funny, Carl. But no, I mean, I think we've taken care of the ball better, but UConn, you know, Connecticut takes you out of things, right? I thought we did a much better job in the first game with Connecticut than we did in the second. How are we better? You know, I think we've got to find a way to make more shots. I mean, we let a lot of those. I think we let Fudd Fudd was outscoring us for like the whole game, I think, at some point. But I think we're maybe a little more confident, but they can take your confidence real quick. And so I think, you know, I like that we have the way we've competed, I think, is different now than maybe we were a month ago in terms of just each possession. And I think that's the biggest difference, right? So you get to the postseason and you're getting toward the end of the year. It's never more important to win each possession, whether it's offense or defense. You can't give away opportunities, and we did it today in the first half. We did not do a good job of that in that game a month ago. And a month ago, we probably were in a little bit of a funk. But also, you're playing a team that I think is probably as good as they've been in a while in terms of Connecticut.
And the second part is, I don't know how many kids you have left from the team that beat Connecticut 2 years ago, but a lot of times beating Connecticut is something mental as much as physical. How can you convince your team that you can beat them tomorrow because your season's on the line?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's funny that you asked me that because I told them in the locker room, and this is my view, and we have people that think differently. I think it's a great opportunity when you have a team like Connecticut in our league. I don't think it's a bad thing. I've said it for 22 years I've been in the league, back to 2002. I mean, they were writing articles about, is it okay, is it good for UConn to be in the Big East, back in whatever it was. And so I want people who want to play here, who want to play against Connecticut, who want to beat them, who want to come in this league and be a part of something that's special. I don't want to shy away from it, and they might beat us by 75. But I told those guys in the locker room, you have to come out and play and compete, and then you have to leave it out there and make it feel right, make it look right, and make it sound right. And that's what matters. Our league is based upon, yes, we have great coaches and we need great players, but we also need to have the ability to play against the people who are the best in the country. And so that's an important thing to me. It's been my whole life. I spent the time in the league when it was Louisville, West Virginia, Notre Dame, Rutgers, Hall of Fame coaches down the line. I learned more in those 10 years than I learned in my entire career because of what I was exposed to. People who want to come and play here will be exposed to that. They can compete against that. And they elevate everything that we do. And I think that's the important thing, that we have to understand, not only just as competitors, but as coaches and as a league. That's the stuff that gets me going. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You kind of do, but you don't, right? But, like, you got to go play. How would you not want to play in this place sold out? Like, it makes no sense to me whatsoever. So anyway, I actually said that to them, which is funny that you asked that, so I appreciate the question.
Any other question for Coach? Coach, thank you.
Thank you, guys.